very much, Ian. Our second student speaker is Claire Colberg, who is graduating with a BA in International Relations and a minor in French and Mandarin Chinese. During college, Claire accumulated quite a few stamps on her passport. She traveled to 29 countries in 4 years. Claire, you did attend class, didn't you? Among her many overseas adventures, Claire studied in Beijing and Paris. She worked on energy policy in Mongolia, collected oral narratives in India, traveled with an academic delegation to North Korea, and participated in a student conference in Moscow. On campus, Claire was a research assistant at the Center for International Security and Cooperation, and she helped former Secretary of Defense William Perry with a project about nuclear security. Her honors thesis analyzed Vietnam's hedging strategy toward China. This fall, Claire will begin working as a business analyst for McKinsey & Company in Washington, D.C. Please join me in welcoming Claire Colberg.
Thank you, Professor Toms, Dr. Rice, Dr. Ziegar, faculty, guests, family, and all my fellow IR majors. I'm really honored to be here today speaking with Ian Chan in front of all of you. Much to the chagrin of some of the parents here, you'll all probably agree with me that it's sometimes hard to explain what we actually learn as international relations majors. Friends have continually asked me to explain what I'm learning in my classes, or how my major differs from political science, history, anthropology, or economics. I can't blame them for asking. International relations is truly a unique, broad, diverse, interdisciplinary major that, unlike any other, has allowed each of us to customize our Stanford experience based on our varying interests in world politics, development, security, history, and economics. My peers have studied a myriad of different topics, ranging from international security to social development and human well-being. What then do we as a group have in common? I like to think of us IR majors as modern-day explorers. This idea is what initially drew me to international relations. It's the only major on campus that forces us to study abroad, facilitating our engagement with the wider world. My international relations coursework has imbued within me this exploratory spirit and has pushed me to venture into the unknown on more than one occasion. At the end of freshman year, I was presented with a unique opportunity to spend the summer working in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. At first, I was extremely hesitant. While I've always loved traveling, I couldn't imagine living completely alone for 3 months in a country that I'd only ever read about in chronicles of Genghis Khan. At this time, I also had the chance to work back in New York, a prospect I was excited about since I could live at home and be close to my friends. However, after extensive discussions with the professor in the IR department, as well as some older IR majors, I decided to embark on this adventure. That summer I spent in Mongolia turned out to be one of my most influential experiences at Stanford. While I initially struggled with the language barrier, the unpredictable weather, and the lack of vegetarian meal options, I emerged at the end of the summer as a confident and empowered individual. It was at this point that I decided to declare a major in international relations. Since then, I haven't stopped exploring. Over the last 4 years, I've traveled with an academic delegation to North Korea. I created an oral narrative project in India, participated in the Mongolian morning talk show in Ulaanbaatar, and studied at universities in Paris and Beijing. From the onset, our international relations classes have fostered within us a desire to understand and experience different cultures, societies, and people. As we enter the workforce, we must hold on to this eagerness and avid curiosity to comprehend the world around us. At the same time, our classes and travels have bestowed upon us a sense of social responsibility. I see this attitude as omnipresent across my peers in international relations, and it will help us all contribute positively to whatever field we find ourselves in. By engaging with the history, culture, and even people of other countries, we have developed a strong capacity for empathy. In fact, much of our coursework is focused on how best to address the plethora of problems facing the international system, from terrorism to the global energy crisis. This is incredibly distinct. Rather than only studying the past or investigating how certain phenomena work, we are actively engaged in devising solutions to the world's gravest problems. I have seen firsthand this commitment to social good in the work of my classmates. Many of them have traveled across the globe, creating social enterprises to empower local districts or teaching English in rural communities. Either way, this cohort of international relations students is determined to have a positive impact. As we enter the real world, we must continue to cling on to this sense of social responsibility, no matter what job or which career we find ourselves in. There will always be chances for us to be social innovators. These shared principles, curiosity, empathy, and social responsibility have poised us not only for success, but also to have a positive impact on a changing international landscape. Increasing global connectedness and the constant emergence of new technologies will lead to the creation of many new professions, most of which don't currently exist. It will be our job as modern-day explorers to be curious, take risks, and identify these new transnational opportunities. Armed with an unfailing commitment to social good and positive impact, we can lead a new conscious and global workforce, devoted not only to improving the global economy, but also to the lives of all of its inhabitants. This transition won't be easy, but we are in a unique position to execute this seemingly Herculean task. We come from a school that has historically been recognized for its out-of-the-box thinking and unconventional methods. Even Stanford's establishment on the West Coast, far from traditional academic hubs in the East, reflects this university's exploratory and innovative spirit. However, as IR majors, we are the explorers among the explorers. We must remember not to get stuck in fixed career trajectories, but instead continue searching for new opportunities. While most of the physical world has already been discovered, there is still an endless amount of ideas and innovative solutions for us to unearth. Above all, we must never stop exploring. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the class of 2014.